Hi, thanks for joining me and welcome back to my channel. Thought I'd do a little Friday Sews update. It's been a few weeks since I've done one. I've been to the Festival of Quilts. I've had a few things going on, so I thought I'd come on and share with you what's been happening. Hi, my name's Deb and I make videos on all things bag making. So as I said in the beginning part of the video, I have been to the Festival of Quilts last week and had a few things going on, so I haven't really done a Friday Sews or a little update for a while. But I have been to the Festival of Quilts last weekend and it was so much fun. It's the second sort of sewing thing that I've been to this year, and in fact ever. The Stitch Festival earlier on in the year was the first one that I'd actually ever been to. So I got the opportunity to go to the Festival of Quilts, like I said, just this last weekend gone, and it was so much fun. So massive. I can't believe how many quilts there were on show. I think they said it was something like 700 quilts on display, and they were just absolutely stunning. I will insert some pictures that I took walking around the Festival of Quilts. There was just so many different types of quilts as well, showcasing all sorts of different things, you know, telling a story or like different types of quilt making that I didn't even know existed. There was some amazing ones that were pictures of people. I saw Amy Winehouse, I saw Thomas Shelby from Peaky Blinders. There was some sort of 3D quilts as well. There was a beautiful one that was on a mannequin and it sort of like had wings. I will, like I say, hopefully I'll put a picture in so you can see that. There was also a steampunk section, which was just unreal. There was so much detail in them. Yeah, it was just astounding. But like I say, like it was quite sort of overwhelming at times because there was just so much to see, so we did break it up and kind of look around certain parts and then go and do a little bit of fabric shopping and then come back and look through a few more. But it was such good fun. I did get the chance to catch up with quite a few people, so obviously I went and met up with Emma from Studio 77. We went together, so it was good to sort of see her in person again. I caught up with Sian from Kittenish behaviour, so I am so gutted that I didn't get any pictures of anybody who I spoke to. It's just too interested in speaking to them really. But yeah, I've followed Sian for, oh god, years and years and years, and it was her video on the NCW that introduced me to the NCW. So it was really lovely meeting her in person and, you know, having a chat with her about different fabrics and, you know, pointing out different places to go and check out. Obviously there was quite a few people there from Sewing Street, so I had a brief chat with John Scott and Stuart Hillard. He was obviously there with his new quilting book, so it was just lovely to sort of see these people in person and catch up with them. There was a few people who we'd met previously at the Stitch Festival who we went and said hello to as well. Yeah, it was really good fun. So like I say, I was actually quite reserved in what I bought. I didn't go crazy. I do have a really big fabric stash, so I did just kind of go with things that I knew needed to fill some gaps. And I also was looking at some pattern weights that I wanted from Quilted Bear. So I had been checking them out on their website and on their Amazon page, and I thought I'm going to hang on and see if they are at the Festival of Quilts and I'll buy them then. And thankfully they were, and thankfully I did wait because they did have a really good offer on them. So I ended up getting 2 packs of their pattern weights. I went with these sort of flowery ones. I went with the smaller versions because obviously as primarily a bag maker, a lot of the pattern pieces that we use are smaller. So I thought the smaller weights would be a little bit more beneficial for me and I'll probably get better use out of the smaller ones. So I was really pleased to get them. I treated myself to a new rotary cutter because one of mine has gone missing. And I also bought these from the Quilted Bear as well. So these are like little rubber discs that go on underneath of your quilting rulers. So I sometimes find it quite difficult to get my quilting ruler to stay still while I'm cutting, especially some of them that have, you know, quite a smooth surface. So I thought I'd get these because these are like a non-slip disc that go on the underneath of the ruler, obviously to help it sort of like grip fabric. So yeah, I bought a packet of them. There's 15 in there, so that should do me quite a few of my rulers that I have. So I'm going to get them put on hopefully today. I've hung on not put them on so that I could like show use them before I ripped open the packet and totally destroyed it. So I'll probably get them done this afternoon. And then I bought 3 fabrics. So like I say, I was being very reserved on fabric buying because I do have quite a lot of fabric. But I do, because I love green and blue so much, I tend to always go towards green and blue. So then sometimes I don't have fabrics for a pattern that I have in mind because I don't have a fabric that is a different colour to green and blue basically. So I've said to myself, when I'm buying fabrics now, it has to fill a gap. So it either has to be a type of fabric that I don't already have, or it has to be in a colourway that I don't either already have or that I need complementary fabrics to go with that colourway. So I bought, these are all from Rainbow Fabrics, which isn't a company that I've used before, but they did have a really good selection, very reasonably priced as well. But this is the first one that I bought. So this is like a dark background with sort of beige and purple roses and sort of like gold geometric pattern throughout. And I was so drawn to this one. I don't have a lot of dark fabrics, and I thought this would work really well as a lining, but it would also work really well exterior fabrics as well. So I got a metre of that one. I then got a metre of this fabric. So it's like marbled. It's like the ink marbling. That's kind of the effect that I think it has. Lots of lovely pinks and purples. So I thought this would go really well with quite a lot of different fabrics that I have. I thought it would go quite well with beiges. It would go really well with navies. It would go well with the black as well. So this isn't really a type of colour that I have anything like it. So this really stood out to me. And then this one just massively spoke to me. I just absolutely loved it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I have to have that one. And again, it would go well with, I've got a lot of green for exteriors, I've got a lot of blue for exteriors, so this would go really well with any of those. It would go well with black, it would go well with navy, obviously red, which isn't something that I have a lot of. I do have some orange, and I think orange leather, and I think this would go really nicely with orange leather too. So I bought a metre of that. So that's all of the things that I bought at the Festival of Quilts. So like I said, I was actually really very reserved with myself and didn't go massively OTT like I can do. But we were chatting about making trainers, and there was a place there that was selling the soles, but they didn't have the size that I would need in the colour that I would need. So I thought I'd come away and do a little bit of checking out anyway. And I do follow Adam Sews on both Instagram and on YouTube, and I've seen his pair of the Tula Pink trainers, which are just amazing. So I thought I am going to have a go. So I have cut out my pattern pieces already. I'm just waiting on the soles arriving, and this is the fabric that I've gone for. This was a fabric that came from, I think it was Fabric Heaven. I've had it quite a while. So yeah, these are going to be my trainers. So obviously the pattern that is on the Sneaker Kits website is for leather, so it's unfinished. So I've cut mine out of cotton, and then what I'm going to do, if I can find it, it's here behind me. I'm going to bind the edges in this sort of royal blue colour, because I think that will pick up some of the blues that's in this fabric as well. And I've ordered some blue eyelets as well to do the, you know, where the laces come through. And I want rainbow laces. Need to find some, but I'm going to go online and have a look for some of them. So I am really excited to get them started. I'm even more excited to get them finished and be able to wear them. But yeah, I wonder if it's going to start a new obsession, because I do love shoes. I love handbags and I love shoes. So yeah, I wonder if I'm going to be making lots of shoes to go with the handbags that I make. I've only actually sewn one thing in the last couple of weeks, and that was a bag that I wanted to make for going to the Festival of Quilts, and it was this one. So this is the Vicky May number 2, I think it is, by Studio 77. So obviously, because I was meeting up with Emma, I thought it'd be quite cool to have a bag that she designed with me. And I have actually made it with a lot of the things that was out of the last bag makers box as well. So if you saw me unboxing that a few weeks ago, you might recognise this zip tape, and you might also recognise the zip pulls as well. And I did use the fabric from the bag makers box as well as my lining. It went together so well. I actually made this at my last social. So I organise socials in my local area once a month, and the last one that we've just had was a couple of weeks ago. I think it was the week before the Festival of Quilts, and I was so determined that I was going to get this bag made up during that social, because normally I don't do a lot of sewing at the socials. I normally drink a lot of tea, eat a lot of cake, do a lot of talking about bag making, but there's usually very little sewing happens. But I did manage to sew this complete bag in the time that I was at the social. So obviously had it all prepared for when I went, and I just head down and got it made. I was really a little bit daunted by this front pocket, and I thought it would be really difficult to do, but it absolutely isn't. It went together so well. Like I say, I got this made, I think it was around about the lunchtime, by the time I'd finished talking and eating cake and having cups of tea. And I finished it by sort of 4:30 when my husband arrived to help me pack up for the finish of the social. So it did come together really quite quickly, and it wasn't a difficult bag to make. So I'll put a link in the description box down below to this pattern. I'll put a link in the description to the bag makers box as well, although it is on that previous video that I've done. And I will put a link to the socials that I organise. So if anybody's local to the northeast and wants to come along to one of the socials, we'll have them every month on a Sunday, 10 till 5. Like I say, lots of chatting, lots of cups of tea, always lots of cake, and a little bit of sewing. So that's kind of what's been going on in my world this last couple of weeks. I did have a chat on Tuesday on the Bag Makers Society podcast with Maria, who was on last year's season of Great British Sewing Bee. So it was lovely to chat to her about her bag making journey and the things that she's been up to since being on the Great British Sewing Bee. So I'll put a link in the description box down below to that episode, and you can also check out all of the other episodes that's been on as well through my channel. I've got lots of plans for this fabric, so hopefully over the next couple of weeks you will see some of this fabric in some of the makes that I share. And thank you so much for joining me again. Hopefully you've enjoyed my little chat on what's been going on, and until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.